Hey Vsauce, Michael here, but what is Arby's? When you think fast food, a few places come to mind. McDonald's, Burger King, Dairy Queen, or maybe Wendy's. But what about Arby's? They got the meat? But not many think of Arby's. You know what Arby's is, but it's not the first choice. Unless you're weird, or me doing this school project. Arby's was started by two brothers, neither of whom were named Arby. The founders were Forrest Raffle and Leroy Raffle. They were the Raffle brothers, the Arby's Raffle brothers. They added a few letters and boom, a somewhat memorable name was born. The Raffle brothers wanted to get into the fast food industry, but there was no way a small company could compete with the giants like McDonald's and the other restaurants I named earlier. Or could they? McDonald's and the others exclusively sold burgers, almost. So the brothers decided to come up with a backdoor into the market, roast beef. Roast beef was also a lot more expensive, almost 5 times more expensive than a McDonald's burger. The first Arby's did fantastic, but the brothers felt pressure to expand before the fast food market became too saturated. In 3 years of opening the first Arby's, 99 more locations were opened, and 300 by the end of the decade, across 37 states. But how? Lots of debt. They got lots of debt. Yeah. The plan was expand first, think about it later. When the company gets big, make money on stocks. It didn't work. They filed for bankruptcy in 1970. That was a major setback, but obviously wasn't the end of the company. So they decided to try to merge with a bigger company. In 1976, the Raffle brothers sold all of Arby's to RC Cola for $18 million. Raffle Bros stayed in charge. They didn't own it, but they got to look over it. That's a pretty good deal, and they got $18 million. So, in 1979, 800 locations opened, and the Raffle brothers decided to retire from the company and leave it in the safe hands of RC Cola. But RC Cola's hands weren't safe. The genius plan of Arby's was not to sell burgers, so they'd stand out. No, said RC Cola. Burger time. Sales fell and they looked like just any other burger place. 5 years later, a man named Victor Posner, we're just gonna call him Victor, buys RC Cola and Arby's. Burgers are out by the late 1980s. Arby's is expanding faster than ever. Victor's intentions were questionable. He was known for hostile takeovers and tax fraud. So, you know. The franchisees, who owned all the Arby's individually, and management of the Arby's, worked together and tried to buy Arby's from Victor. It didn't work, and they all got fired, or quit. Bit of both. 1993. Arby's isn't a good place. Victor is being investigated for his questionable deals. He's forced to sell to Triarch. Triarch tries to sell every non-food and drink-related company. And then Snapple. They sold Snapple, and pretty much everything else. Except Arby's. So, 2008, Triarch buys Wendy's. That was the moment Triarch died, and the Wendy's/Arby Inc. took its place. Yeah. Arby's didn't have a good time. Arby's took a major hit. So did Wendy's, but Arby's was having a way worse time, a really bad time. So the WACI Company, Inc., or whatever, sold most of Arby's to Inspire Brands. They were doing pretty good. They got some smart plans, like bring in new cheap items, raise the price after a while, and track if people still buy it. If they do, make more of it. If they don't, take it off the menu, obviously. They also spend a lot of money on advertising. They had a joke back and forth with the host of The Daily Show. A celebrity wore a hat to the Grammys, and Arby asked for their logo back, because it looked like their logo. They ended up buying the hat from him for $44,000. That was a lot. Do you want to? Let's just recap it. Got it? Good. Okay. I hope I managed to make this interesting today.
Yep, I'm trying.
This is complicated. So let's make a pros and cons board. First, we'll start with, are they good to the environment? Well, their website says yes. I trust them. Other than that, they don't really do too much that could be positive or negative. They create jobs, which they're on the pro side, but nothing else that really impacts the environment or the community. So, I'll tell you some other things they did that we'll put on the pros and cons board just to make it feel a little less empty. They sold a vegan option for a little bit, which was just bread and sauce. Does that count as a con? I'm gonna put it on there. They also made a vegan hotline for vegans who were thinking of joining the dark side. Here's a clip from the article. The new item sounds so delicious that vegetarians will be tempted to eat it. When the number is dialed, there are different prompts depending on whether or not the caller has caved in. An example of the so-called reassuring advice that dishes out: now take a deep breath and go make a salad. So, I'd imagine a lot of conversations go like this. Hi, I've been thinking about eating meat recently.
Have you considered eating a salad?
Oh, okay, thanks.
Goodbye.
Okay, let's go on to the next part before we get sidetracked again. Short answer? Yeah, probably. Long answer? $1.8 billion a year. With that number just going up. They look pretty alright in the money department. Stocks. I have no idea what this image means, but it's green and the arrow looks like it's going up, so that's probably a good thing. They're the second largest sandwich company in the world, so I think they'll do fine. Where do I think they'll be in the next few years? I think they'll be still making okay sandwiches and inspiring weird school project videos. Or maybe they won't be. Maybe I'm wrong.